Welcome to What's Good Detroit. My name is Emmett Mitchell and I'll be your host today. Today is December 11th, 2013. First and foremost, we always like to thank our sponsors, Exhalation Integrative Wellness, the newest standard in holistic health medicine here in the city of Detroit, and the Milestones Agency of Metro Detroit, where we like to transform young men into husbands, fathers, leaders, and scholars. Okay, so we're going to get right into our show today, and we're not going to do the news commentary this week. We have a special topic. We want to talk about Christmas, and we want to talk about conspicuous consumption and spending money that we can't necessarily afford to spend. We're going to talk a little bit about investments and wealth and how to acquire those things. But first, we have to talk about the conspicuous consumption piece and spending money that we don't have to spend and spending money necessarily. So I'm reading a news article, and the news article asked the question, will African Americans save Christmas? And essentially what the article was asking is, will African Americans spend more money than they can afford to spend to create an economic boom for the United States and all of the business owners within the United States of America? And normally that's what happens. We spend more money on alcohol, cars, clothes, and things that depreciate in value than any other minority group in this country. And that's alarming. Christmas is a holiday where there's a lot of things that we like to enjoy about Christmas, like our family, spending time with family, sharing a gift, and spending and sharing time with family and loved ones and listening to good music and holiday parties. There's also some things that we have to be very aware of when it comes to Christmas. One of the first things that I think is very important in regards to Christmas is it's not necessarily an African American cultural tradition. I'm not against Christmas, I'm just putting Christmas in perspective. I think it's important for African Americans to establish their own traditions, such as Kwanzaa, their own cultural norms in this country, such as Kwanzaa and things like that, because it gives you something to take pride in that you created that belongs to you. I don't have a beef with Christmas. I have an issue with the way that Christmas has brainwashed the minds of many Americans. We go out and spend so much money during Christmas time and we don't pay our bills. We go out and spend money on things that depreciate in value that we won't even use the following year during Christmas. We go out and spend an exorbitant amount of money on our children, and we neglect our priorities and other financial responsibilities that will put us in a bad position in our future. We go and spend so much money on Christmas that we're broke all the way until we get our income tax return. And so you have to think about the financial fallout and implications with spending more money than you can afford to spend on one day. African Americans make their annual income in this country is $850 billion. We are the 10th richest group on the face of the earth. We don't own anything, but we are richer than any independent nation that is on the face of this earth. We blow more money having fun than any other group that I can think of. And for me, what that tells me is that there is money to invest. There is money to establish wealth, and there is money to provide and leave a legacy behind for your children. And it starts with moving away from the conspicuous consumption, meaning purchasing things that you don't need. It's commonplace for African Americans to purchase things because they want them or because they're new, when other groups of individuals purchase things when they need them. In order to save and invest money, you have to start to create wise spending habits. Christmas does not allow you to do that. Let's keep Christmas in perspective here. How many people do you know become stressed because they can't buy things for their children for Christmas after they've loved their children for the entire year? How many robberies and how many crimes do you know that are committed? And why does crime rise during the Christmas season? And why are these individuals not committing crime on March 27th? It's because they feel as if they have to do things during Christmas time that they're not doing in March. And even a criminal has been brainwashed to believe that he has to intensify his criminalistic efforts to provide certain gifts for his children because of the things that he didn't do all year. So you're either loving your children all year and you can't provide gifts, and you don't understand the importance of, under certain circumstances, the importance of the love that you've given your child all year, or you're not doing your job all year and you're trying to use Christmas as that one opportunity to do the things that you should have been doing the entire year. And so let's think about that for a minute. Stress levels rise. Bad memories come about. Christmas party, family fights during Christmas time. These things happen because sometimes I think we have the wrong idea as to what Christmas is about. It's not about dressing your children up to look like little elves, looking like cute little elves, to parade and prance them around the family's homes. It's the opportunity for your children to get to know where they come from, spend more time with their family members that they don't see that often, and maybe we share a gift or two to express a token of appreciation, to express our love to the ones that to our loved ones, the people that we love. I think that Christmas has its place in this country, but we cannot allow Christmas to rearrange our financial agenda. And so it's a difference between buying a gift or buying a couple of things during Christmas because it's Christmas time and it's the time of giving and of good cheer, and being brainwashed by the machine, that the elitist agenda of this country, that essentially it's created through supremacy and social economic control to get you to spend money that you can't afford to spend at a time that you can't afford to spend it. There's a difference. Say no to conspicuous consumption. So we're talking about Christmas and money and wealth and how much money we spend in this country. Do you know how much wealth that African Americans owned in this country just after the emancipation of slaves in 1863? We owned 1/2% of all of the wealth in this country. Do you know how much wealth we possess today in this country in 2013? We possess 1/2% of the wealth in this country. You might say, well, Oprah and Kobe and LeBron and the Williams sisters and Tiger Woods are wealthy. We have money. But as this country has developed wealth, the African American culture have been fortunate enough to acquire breadcrumbs. We still only possess 1/2% of the wealth in this country. Nothing has changed. If you save $200 per month for the next 25 years, you would have in excess of $50,000 saved in the bank after 25 years. But if you invest $200 per month in a diversified mutual fund, or you have a nice portfolio put together that yields at minimum, 9% in interest, do you know how much money you would have after 25 years? You would have in excess of $257,000 in 25 years. How many people viewing this hope to live 25 years from now? Spending is bad. Intelligent spending is okay. But savings and investments are the best way to do business in this country if you're going to leave a legacy behind for your children. There is no excuse for any individual who has a job that pays them an annual salary of $20,000 not to be able to have something to invest. We have to put aside the conspicuous consumption, and we have to live within our means. We cannot live beyond our means. If you make $20,000 a year, you cannot have a $28,000 vehicle with an $800 a month car note and a $700 apartment. We have to keep things in perspective. We spend more money than we make. We borrow more money than we can afford to pay back. We borrow money that we can't afford to spend. These concepts have been entrenched and ingrained in our psyche that keeps us at an economic disadvantage in this country. If you want to have something in this country, you have to first work for it, meaning a job, education, or 2 jobs or 3 jobs, and 2, saving a percentage, investing a percentage, and investing in a business by investing in yourself. If you don't do these things, you will be hard pressed to possess anything in this country. This country only understands commerce and finance, and you have to be a part of that discussion. And the way you make yourself a part of that discussion is by educating yourself and by acquiring the skills or uncovering the skills that you possess to make money for yourself. My uncle once was coaching up a young man that we were talking to, and my uncle told the young man, it's okay to learn how to do things, but it's better to learn how to run things. We have to learn how to run things. It's better to have your own small mom and pop's party store than to be the manager of anybody else's Macy's. Get your own. If you can't find a job, then create a job for yourself, a legitimate job. We all possess a skill set that we can be paid to share with the world. You have to determine what that is. And when you get a job and when you put yourself in a position to amass a certain amount of when you start to develop your finances, you need to start to learn how to save money and learn how to invest money. And if you need help with that, you can reach us at info@themilestonesagency.org. We have a financial professional that can help you free consultation, free of charge, help you learn how to invest your money and get you to understand what type of returns certain investments will yield for your money. But you have to start the conversation of investing and saving and investing and stop the conspicuous consumption, especially around Christmas time. Let's keep Christmas in its proper perspective. Christmas is a money-making machine that is designed to keep you broke and keep wealthy people wealthy. And until we understand that, we will suffer and struggle as a culture of people and as families. Conspicuous consumption, bad. Spending, bad. Intelligent spending, okay. Savings and investment is great. Your children and your children's children will thank you when you learn good money management strategies. You become a good steward over your finances and you teach it to your children. It will be one of the greatest gifts you will ever give them, and it will be the strongest part of your legacy that you could ever provide for your children. And so I just want the viewers to understand something here. There's a lot of work to be done in the African American community. There's a lot of money changing hands, and there's a lot of funds being misappropriated. We spend so much money. I'm going to give you an example. There's $3 billion that change hands and goes into the churches every Sunday, every week in the United States of America. That is enough money to spend to build comprehensive learning institutions for African American males all over this great nation. Yet we spend more money than any other minority group in the United States, and we invest nothing in developing our young men. We invest nothing in developing the black family. We invest nothing in the future of our children. That is upside down, and something is wrong with that. And if someone doesn't speak about it, we will continue to be subjected to the same cycles of poverty, ignorance, and depression that we've always been subjected to, and there will be no end to the madness that we often complain about, but we do nothing about. That's my commentary on Christmas, conspicuous consumption, savings, and investments. And if you have anything that you would like to add to our commentary, or if you have any information to add to any of our shows or things that you would like to help us clarify, please feel free to email us at info@themilestonesagency.org. That's info@themilestonesagency.org. Again, we are very close partners with a very knowledgeable financial professional that can help you with savings and investments for your family. We always like to introduce resources, and so we will do that now. I will be speaking at Eastern Michigan University on July 20th at the Martin Luther King annual celebration. They're calling it an academic session. And I'll be speaking at 2 different academic sessions, January 20th, 2014 at Eastern Michigan University at the MLK Day celebration. If you are interested in more information, email us at info@themilestonesagency.org. We'll give you the time and we'll give you the room numbers and we'll give you all the information to come and support us. Also, I will be signing books there. Game on Consignment, The War on Poverty, Ignorance, and Depression. It's $13.95. I'll be there signing books also. So please join us. I'll be speaking at 2 academic sessions at Eastern Michigan University, January 20th, 2014 at MLK Day. Also, I would like to provide our viewers with another resource, and this resource is the Teen Mental Health Services, and that is down in our historical Eastern Market area, and they provide free mental health services for teenagers and adults, medication, support services, they provide social services, they provide counseling, and it's a great organization. I've started to refer individuals to Teen Mental Health Services. If you want more information on Teen Mental Health Services, you can contact them at 313-258-3842, or you can visit them at 2925 Russell Street. That's in Detroit, Michigan, 48207. That's 2925 Russell Street in Detroit, Michigan, 48207. And that is Teen Mental Health Services. And that concludes our show for today. I would like to thank our producer, Esau Parker. I would like to thank our sponsors, Exhalation Integrative Wellness. I would like to thank the Milestones Agency of Metro Detroit. I would like to thank all of our community partners. And we bid you a happy holidays, peace and prosperity to you all. And as we always say here at What's Good Detroit, real men do real things. Thank you and have a good day.